Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
now we can. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you guys
Hello,
doing?
good morning.
Good. Look good.
Okay, Dulce, should I get started? Are you ready now?
Yes, please, thank you. Yeah, so we do, obviously, we have two sessions. If you do go a little bit over, the first one is okay, but we'll try to stay on time. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Fries. I am the Community Engagement Manager for the Harvard Federal Credit Union. A lot of you may know us as the Harvard University Employees Credit Union. We do have that new name, Harvard FCU, Harvard Federal Credit Union. Today, we're going to talk about affordable home buying. I know most of you do know about the credit union, but just in case anybody here has not heard of Harvard FCU or doesn't know, unlike we do everything your bank does, but we are not trying to make a profit off of you. We are owned by our members, and all of our banking is done for the benefit of our members. So if you are not yet a member and you're looking for a better banking solution, definitely think about Harvard FCU. We would love to have you. We do have a branch right in MGH on the first floor behind the coffee shop. So keep us in mind, and you can check out all of our rates and services and things like that on our website. I'm a member and I love it personally. So now just to get into the meat of our presentation, we have two presenters today. I'm going to introduce them and then hand it off. Daisy Familia is with Harvard FCU. She's one of our senior mortgage loan originators, so she would be a person who might work with you if you're applying for a mass housing loan or any of our mortgages. She has more than 20 years of experience in the credit union industry, and she really loves helping our members achieve your financial dreams of owning a home. She also is fluent in Spanish, so if you're looking for a mortgage loan officer who can help you in Spanish, Daisy's your person. And then we also are really happy to be joined by Jeff Wright. He is our trainer from Mass Housing. So we, the credit union, have a relationship with Mass Housing. And Jeff is going to go into all the programs that are offered through Mass Housing and how you access them through the credit union. So Jeff, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I hear that we are on the big screen this morning, so this is our 15 minutes of fame. So thank you very much. My name is Jeff Wright, and I am one of the relationship managers with Mass Housing. If you can advance the slide, that would be great, and we'll see who we are, right? So we are statewide, and we were appointed by the governor's office in 1966 with a mission to help low to moderate income earners buy a home for the first time. We offer fixed rate mortgages. We don't offer any of those exotic adjustable rate mortgages or anything like that. Low and no down payment options, and a unique job loss protection through our mortgage insurance. More on that in a few minutes. But it's worth noting that although I would love to work with you directly if you're interested in getting pre-approved for a mass housing mortgage, we are not a consumer direct lender. We actually have 86 lender partners across the state of Massachusetts, some being mortgage companies, some being community banks, and some being awesome credit unions that are allowing me to speak today. So Harvard is definitely one of our members that does a great job. And you would work with somebody like Daisy to figure out what you're eligible for, and she'll guide you through the process, provide you with a pre-approval letter. And then once you find that property, Harvard would approve you. And then once you're ready to close on the property, you probably meet at the Registry of Deeds, close on the property, and then typically within 10 to 15 days, the loan would be transferred from the lender, Harvard, over to us at Mass Housing in Boston, and we would service your loan from there on out. So I do tend to think we provide our customers excellent customer service before the transaction, during, and after. So we're also here in the background to assist the lenders as well as you if you do need us. So that is typically how it works as far as obtaining a mass housing mortgage. So the three things we're going to condensely talk about this morning is the down payment assistance, which is a big one that you're going to appreciate. That mortgage payment protection, which is unique. And like I had mentioned, we offer those fixed rate mortgage, 30-year fixed rate mortgages on the first loans, and then 15-year loans on the down payment assistance. So yes, if you could advance the slide. So these are the two variations of our down payment assistance. They are second mortgages, but they are set up a little bit differently. You will see the colors, the gold, the green, and the blue, and that is by design. Although I will share with you in a couple of weeks, we are making some subtle changes to our programs, which I'll quickly touch upon. But with the Workforce Advantage down payment assistance, it is true. It is $30,000. It is available statewide, I say from Pittsfield to Provincetown, Mass. And you can use that 30,000 to not only the down payment for any facet of the transaction. It can help to pay the closing cost. It can help to possibly buy down the rate. So you can use it for a variety of things for the transaction. It is a 0% loan. So that means there's no payment on it. You work with Daisy, for instance, up front. You figure out the best usage of that money. And then when you sell, refinance, or pay off the first mortgage, you owe us $30,000, right? So that's a pretty good deal. It can be used on condos, single families, and multi-families as well. Now, it is based on income, which more on that on the next slide. But if you're not eligible for the 30,000 or the Workforce Advantage, Daisy, the loan officer, will look at the other options as well. So the other option for the down payment assistance is not a bad consolation prize. It's 25,000. It does have a monthly payment, and it will either be based on 2% or 3%, depending upon the income. That's one of the subtle changes that's going to be happening next month. That 25,000, the payback is based on a 15-year loan at 2 or 3%, so it'll either be $160 and change or $172 and change. And again, you can use that money to not only the down payment, but also to buy down the interest rate, closing costs, and in this instance, with the necessary mortgage insurance, if you put less than 20% down, you can buy out the mortgage insurance as well. So it is relatively cheap money in comparison. I always say, even if you have $25,000 kicking around on the side, you can always throw that in a CD at Harvard, and I'm sure that's higher than 2% or 3%. And now you're making money on your money and using our money at a lower interest rate. So those are the down payment assistance that we do offer, and I want to share with you that you can bundle the down payment assistance with any of the community grants that are out there. Stash program, which is for first generation buyers, might be an option as well. I actually was at an event last evening in Lowell, and I spoke to somebody that used our products, and this lady received over $100,000 down through different community grants and such. And what a success story, right? And she told her story. It was fantastic. So, definitely speak with your lender, your loan officer, aka Daisy, if you will, and she will help guide you through that process. So if you can advance the slide. So these are the three products, and I'm really condensing this for you for the spirit of time. The Workforce Advantage is a unique program that we have. It is the only program that we have that will count everybody that will be living in the property. So the instance that you have, like you say, two partners, husband and wife, whatever, and their two kids live in the house, that would be a family of four. So anybody that has income and is contributing to the household budget, you would count that in the equation. If you do qualify for this particular program, not only will you get the 30,000 down payment assistance statewide at 0%, the mortgage insurance, which is a necessary type of insurance if you have less than 20% down on the property, that is actually paid by Mass Housing, so you don't have to worry about paying that on a monthly basis. So it really is a tremendous opportunity. If you fit into the program, it is limited to 60% of the area median income for where you're looking. And that might sound foreign to you, But at that point, Daisy will walk you through that and she will help figure out what you're eligible for. If you're not eligible for the workforce advantage, this is where we're going to twist it a little bit because that green first time home buyer program is actually going away next month. We're in the process of changing these slides. I apologize, we don't have it done yet. However, we do have two versions of the blue mass housing mortgage program. One that goes to 80% of the area median income and one that goes up to 135% of the area median income. And I will share with you that 135 area median income in Boston, in Cambridge, in Middlesex County, Suffolk County, Essex County, Norfolk County, I think Plymouth as well, is 205,335. It's not household income. It's just who's qualifying on the mortgage. So if the earnings are over that, unfortunately, you would not be eligible for a mass housing mortgage. But if you do earn less than that 205 and you're looking to buy in those counties, you would be eligible now for down payment assistance because as of the 2nd of June, it's going to be statewide and it will be the 25,000. You will have monthly mortgage insurance, but it definitely is aggressively priced, and it comes with the MI Plus benefit, which I'm going to share with you in just a second. All of these programs you can use on condos, single families, and multifamilies up to 4 units. In the case of a single family or a condo, you can use the down payment assistance for your down payment of 3%, which is required to be put down. So essentially, you don't need any money into the transaction. So sometimes people will put like a $5,000 deposit down to secure the property, and essentially they get all or most of that back at closing. In the case of a multifamily, you do need 5% down, of which 3% needs to be your own funds. I don't expect you to retain any of this. This is where you're going to work with the loan officer. They have access to all this stuff, and they will guide you through the different options, which maybe mass housing it might be another option as well. There's a variety of different products out there, but I will share with you in our fiscal year 24, we helped almost 1,300 folks in Massachusetts buy a house. We do a pretty good job at it. If you can advance the slide, please. So I had mentioned the mortgage insurance. Like I said, this is something that is necessary if you have less than 20% down on the property. It really goes to protect the lender if something goes awry down the road, if the property was to go into foreclosure. We are not in the real estate business, we're in the lending business. So it is a necessary thing with the majority of loans that are out there. But what makes mass housing unique is our conventional loans, the 3 loans that I just showed you, comes with this free benefit to you called MI Plus. So if somebody that is on the mortgage loses their job and collects unemployment to put a claim in, they can put a claim in with us and we will help cover the principal and interest for up to 6 months of $4,000 a month. Folks, I have never seen this anywhere else in the industry. Prior to coming to mass housing a couple of years ago, I was a loan officer just like Daisy for over 2 decades, and this was my product. The mass housing is what I used all the time with first-time home buyers, and this is such a huge benefit. I've never seen it anywhere else in the industry. Hopefully you never need to use it if you get a mass housing loan, but in the rare instance that you do, we have your back as far as helping you to stay in the house. During COVID, we paid out over $1 million in claims, and it's just a great benefit to have in case you ever need it. If you can advance the slide, please. So some simple things that I wanted to mention, the majority of our programs, and especially the down payment assistance, you need to be a first-time home buyer. And by definition, a first-time home buyer is somebody that has not owned a house or is on the title of a property over the prior 3 years. So that is the definition of a first-time home buyer, and that would make you eligible for our products as well as the down payment assistance. We do offer those great fixed rate mortgages for the life of the loan. We are a great spot for those lottery properties, the affordable loans that are out there. They're typically condos. Our governor is pro-affordable housing, so you're seeing these pop up more frequently. So it is a tremendous place because it is a deed restricted property. Mass housing gladly accepts those. So if that's something you're interested in, please make sure you mention it to your loan officer. We don't have an asset test. What does that mean? There are some programs out there, not mass housing, that you can only have a certain amount in your bank account. We don't have that. You could have $1 million in the bank and still obtain a mass housing mortgage. I don't know why you would need one, but you can. You can still get a mass housing mortgage if you have money in the bank. As I mentioned, we service the loan rate in Boston, and I like the fact that we do that because it's not being shipped out to other parts of the country. They understand where you come from. You understand our accent. We understand your accent. And we know how to pronounce towns like Dracut and Peabody correctly, right? We do have a purchase and renovation option for those houses that need a little bit of work. You can possibly pull out a little bit of money to fix that up after closing. Once you're into the property, we have a variety of second mortgage programs. For instance, like if the property has lead paint, or you can get money to remediate that. Mass Community Climate Bank for energy efficiency products, home improvement loans at really great rates. So we do have stuff for after you're that homeowner. And I also want to throw out that we do offer a $2,500 closing cost credit for any eligible veteran service member or Gold Star member. This person in the photo is actually not artificial intelligence. It's actually a real Boston police officer that allowed us to use her picture in the photo, and she is a mass housing borrower as well. So that's a little bit about what we're all about. I don't think there's much more on the slide. And I invite any questions that you may have, or if Daisy wants to talk about some stuff as well.
Thank you, Jeff.
My pleasure.
Anybody has any questions? Let me just ask in Spanish. ¿Tienen preguntas para Daisy? ¿Algo que le interesa? No? No questions? No? Okay.
Dulce, would we be able to send, I emailed you the slides. Would you be able to send them out to the people that are here
Absolutely.
or to the whole team? And could you also give us a count for both sessions about how many people are in the room?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do have a question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I have a question for Jeff. So you talked about these programs are first-time home buying for folks that already have a mortgage. So anyone who has a mortgage after 3 years, they would qualify as a first-time home buying?
Yeah, so if they were taking off of a particular deed of a property, or they sold the house and they're no longer homeowners, there's a 3-year waiting period. And after that 3 years, by definition, you will be considered a first-time home buyer. We do have with that blue program, it's called the HFA. It doesn't say that on the slide, but we do offer that for non-first-time home buyers. But I figured I assume most of the people on the call are first-time home buyers. But the DPA is reserved strictly for first-time home buyers. So if you had sold the house and then wanted to buy another one and use us, you wouldn't be able to obtain the down payment assistance. Another guideline that we do have is that you cannot own another home with that blue program. You can use it to buy your second home, not a second home, your second home. But you cannot own another home at time of closing. That's one of the requirements that we do have. We did miss a slide, and that's okay because I covered most of it. Another requirement is you do have to take a home buying course, a certified home buying course, which the lender and or Daisy can provide you with information on that. In the case of a multifamily, you would need to take landlord education as well. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you for that. Very helpful. One more thing. What is the cap for the income again? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the workforce advantage, that's a little unique because it's going to count everybody that's going to be living in the household, and it varies depending upon even within the counties, right? So it's a grid that Daisy would have that shows from people 1 to 8 living in the house. So I don't dare to memorize it, to be honest with you, because there's so many options with it. But it's an equation based off the 60% of the area median income for the community that you might be looking to purchase in. So it is for the lower income borrower, if you will. If it's determined that you're over income for that, As I mentioned, the Green First Time Home Buyer Program is being integrated into the Blue Mass Housing Mortgage Program. So we have one that is 80% area median income. And while you're doing that, I'm going to quickly see if I can get that limit that just came out again this past Monday. And we also have 135 area median income, which is 205, 335 in a lot of the counties around Boston. And I will share with you the 80% is 121, 680.
Perfect. Thank you. And one last question I have is the area. So you said you did mention that this is within the area of Massachusetts statewide.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So we are a state agency. There are other state agencies. There's New Hampshire Housing, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Most states, I believe, have state agencies to help with this, but we are strictly Massachusetts. So you don't have to currently live in Massachusetts now to be eligible. You just have to purchase in Massachusetts. That was a great question. I take that for granted. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Thank you. That's all I have for now.
Okay.
Anybody? Okay.
Before we let people go, I do want to we have a couple more slides that are about our mortgage process and programs. So we'll just go through those quickly. And then if anybody has any other questions, we certainly can answer them. So as Jeff mentioned, if you are interested in applying for mass housing, one great way to do it is just to get in touch with us here at Harvard Federal Credit Union. And Daisy can tell you a little bit about how she connects you to mass housing and any other programs we have. Daisy?
Sure. So, I mean, everybody's situation is different. So the best way to find out whether you qualify for mass housing or there's any other program, such as the program with the Federal Home Loan Bank, which also offer down payment assistance, it will be to set up an appointment, and that way we could go over your situation, see what your income is, where you're looking to buy, and then see what program you qualify for and what category you will fit in for the different programs.
Daisy, I want to ask you something. If somebody's
Sure.
not ready right now, but they want to plan for the future, can this person also make an appointment with you just so that you can guide them and help? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we could do what is called like a pre-qualification. It's nothing formal. We're not going to check your credit. It just be a conversation about your finances, your income, your internet down payment, and I could just give you an idea of what you would need as far as like to qualify for a mortgage and what you would need to save in the bank to have for like the down payment, any potential closing costs, as well as the reserves that you will be required to have.
So the mass housing programs that Jeff just described, are those going to be available even if it took a year after, per se?
They should be. I mean, they've been around for a long time.
Okay.
It will depend on.
I hope so.
It will depend. I mean, mass housing is more like state, like basically, yeah, everything, macroeconomics contribute to it, but mass housing is more like they have their own funding, so to speak, that they acquire through bonds. So they are a little bit more secure, if you can say.
Thank you.
And Daisy, if you're done with this slide, there's one more slide I'd like to share. Is there anything else you want to touch on here?
That's pretty much it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I do want to mention if you are maybe 2 years off or further off, you're not quite ready for that pre-qualification meeting. We do have a free financial counseling service that can help you to improve your credit. If you feel like you have bad credit or you know you have bad credit, if you are in debt and you're trying to pay off debt to get yourself better in a position to be a homeowner, if you want help with your budget, with student loan counseling, we have the service Green Path. You do not need to be a member of the credit union to access Green Path services, and we will send out the link to you for Green Path. I'm sorry, the slide seems to have cut off part of the link, but on our website, if I will send it out, you'll say, could you share it with your whole team if I send it to you? Okay,
Yes.
sorry. So it's a free service. They're available in multiple languages, so you can certainly get a Spanish counselor through GreenPath, and it's free. It doesn't hurt your credit, doesn't cost you anything. So I just always like to share GreenPath as an option, good thing for people to do when they're early in their process, or anytime if you're struggling with debt. You don't need to do that alone. We're here to help you. And I think that's pretty much it. I do have, in the slides we'll send out, we do have 3 other mortgage loan officers. So just, you'll have their contact information as well. We'll send you a survey asking you to review this, this presentation. The slides will also have our mortgages, the page to go to check out our mortgages. So that's really all we had. Dulce, does anyone else have questions?
No questions? No, thank you so much. We're gonna swap groups now, so don't
Okay.
leave, stay put. Thank
Yep.
you, guys.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good first session so far.
No, so Okay, guys, you can come in. Thank you, John, so much.
They recorded on there.
Huh?
I live-
Oh, I didn't know. Oh,
They said.
Were you gonna go say? Jen, you guys are recording the session. Is there a possibility you can send me the recording after too?
Yes, I can definitely do that.
Thank you. You for that. Okay, so follow me. Have a seat and please sign in. Sign in and sign out. Sign in and sign out. Morning. If you guys have cards for me to punch, we could do this at the end, so we don't waste your time. Yes, I did mine. That's okay. Come see me. Make sure everybody signs in.
¿Quiero poner su nombre?
Por favor.
Carla, pon el nombre de mi Bessie con Carla.
De mi Bessie, y se le olvidó poner el mío. Bessie. Okay, we're ready. Thank you for waiting. Whenever you're ready, Jeff.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Jen Fries. I'm the Community Engagement Manager for the Harvard Federal Credit Union. Some of you might know us from our old name, the Harvard University Employees Credit Union. We're now Harvard FCU everywhere. And We are really pleased to bring you this session about affordable home buying in Massachusetts. So if you don't know about the credit union, we do have a branch in the first floor of Mass General Hospital, right behind the coffee shop. We are here for you. We do everything that a bank would do, but we are not trying to make a profit off of you. We are owned by our members and for the benefit of our members. So if you're looking for a locally owned by you, the member banking solution, we are here for you for all kinds of stuff, including home mortgages, which is what we're going to talk about today, and home ownership. So we have two presenters today. I'm going to introduce Daisy Familia. She's our senior mortgage loan officer at the Harvard Federal Credit Union. She has more than 20 years of experience in the industry. She's helped hundreds, maybe thousands of members achieve their financial dreams of buying a home. She is really happy to equip her clients, you, with the knowledge that you need to make informed choices and to reach your goal of owning a home. Daisy is also fluent in Spanish, and she is available to you if you're looking for a mortgage loan officer to help you through the process of applying for mass housing in English or Spanish. And then I also would love to introduce Jeff Wright. He's our trainer today from Mass Housing, and he's going to go into all the programs that are offered by Mass Housing, and you can access all those programs at Harvard Federal Credit Union. So Jeff, take it away.
Good morning. I feel like it's Groundhog Day, but it's all good. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Wright, and I am one of the relationship managers with Mass Housing. I cover the area Boston North all the way up to Newburyport, and my primary function is to work with the different lenders that offer our products, Harvard being one of my favorites. If you could advance the slide, I'll tell a little bit more about what we're about. So Mass Housing is a state agency, semi-quasi-state agency that was appointed by the governor's office in 1966. I wasn't born yet. And the goal is to assist low and moderate income earners buy a home for the first time. And what we offer is fixed rate mortgages along with down payment assistance with low down payment, sometimes no down payment options, and unique job loss protection that we have a slide that we're going to go over, which is pretty unique. I always like to say that although I would love to work with you directly to help you achieve that dream of home ownership, I'm kind of in the background. We rely on our approved lenders. There are 86 of them across the state of Massachusetts to work with you directly. Some of these lenders are mortgage companies or community banks, or in the case, credit unions like Harvard Federal Credit Union, and they do a great job. So they allow me to speak to you guys today, and I hope you definitely give them an opportunity if and when you're ready to explore the options of buying a home. So once you work with that lender, once you work with, for instance, Daisy, she will provide you with a pre-qual or pre-approval letter. You go looking for the particular property. When you do find it, you go into contract. Then you submit a whole bunch of stuff to Harvard, and they will approve your loan, hopefully, if everything makes sense. And then you close on the property. Typically within 10 to 15 days from that point in time, the loan will be transferred from Harvard FCU over to Mass Housing in Boston. You will make your payments directly to us on a monthly basis. So I always like to say, although I'm kind of in the background working with Daisy, we are always here to answer any questions that you may have before the transaction, during the transaction, and certainly afterwards, when we're servicing your loan. We do have a variety of staff that do speak different languages. I always like to say I speak island Spanish when I'm on vacation, enough to get by, but my colleagues definitely speak all these other languages to help you out if you are in need. So are you eligible for a mass housing loan? One of the questions that came up in the last session was, is it just Massachusetts? And yes, our program is a state agency for purchasing in Massachusetts. There are other state agencies across the country that you could buy, like in Texas or California, what have you, or New Hampshire, Rhode Island. But we are strictly Massachusetts. And as I mentioned, it is important for you to reach out to one of our lenders, hopefully Harvard FCU, and they will assess the income documents, your financials to determine what your eligibility is for. So we have a variety of mortgage options to share with you, but some general requirements for the majority of our loans. You must be a first-time home buyer, which by definition is somebody that has not owned a home in the prior 3 years. You must complete a homebuyer education course. There are a couple of variations of it, so I would rely on Daisy to help figure out which option would be best suited for you. For those interested in purchasing a multifamily, you would also have to complete landlord education prior to closing as well. We do offer financing for primary residence, so you must occupy the property at all times. And we do have certain qualification guidelines put in place. And those guidelines, honestly, are there for your protection. The last thing we want to do is put you into a mortgage that you're in over your head. And 6 months after you buy, you're like, what did I do? And now you have to go get a second, third job just to make ends meet. Our guidelines are set up for your success. So we have guidelines regarding income and credit, which, by the way, we need a 640 credit score with approved findings. And the debt ratio, which is an important ratio that Daisy will go over. It's basically comprised of the minimum payments on your credit report, plus the proposed mortgage payment with your taxes and insurance and condo fee. It's a condo, divided by your gross, not your take home, your gross monthly income. So there are some type of loans out there that far exceed 50% of your gross, not your take home income. That's not mass housing. We go to 45%. We feel as though that's a safe debt ratio for your success. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But the lenders and Daisy and her colleagues will definitely provide you with guidance for that as well. So the three things I'm going to kind of talk about and hit upon that I want you to remember, if you will, is the down payment assistance, which we're going to go over, the mortgage payment protection, which we have a slide for, and it's not a slide for the fixed rates, but I wanted to mention that all of our conventional loans offer first mortgages at 30-year fixed rates. We don't have any of these crazy adjustable rate mortgage with balloons or anything like that. And a lot of first-time homebuyers appreciate the fact that they know what the principal and interest payment is going to be month one and will be the same month 60. So that's what the majority of the first-time homebuyers appreciate and the type of loans that they get into, and that's what we have to offer. So the down payment assistance, I want to spend a couple of minutes on this. We have a couple variations of it. They are designed to work with the particular programs that we're going to go over on the next slide. But the Workforce Advantage program, if you're eligible for that, that would come with down payment assistance. It is a second mortgage. It's not a grant. It is a second mortgage, but the $30,000 is 0% deferred. And what that means is you would work with, for instance, Daisy, to figure out the best usage of that $30,000 for the transaction. It can be used for the down payment, but it can also be used to help pay the closing costs or even buy down the interest rate to make the interest rate a little bit lower. When you decide to pay off the mortgage or refinance or sell the property, you would simply pay us $30,000 back, right? It would just be part of the payoff. In the case that you keep the loan for its longevity and you pay off the first mortgage, you would just still keep making the same payment you were making until the $30,000 is paid off. So it is a 0% deferred interest loan. It's a tremendous opportunity, and it is available on properties, condos, single families, and multifamilies up to 4 units, and it is available statewide. I mentioned earlier from Provincetown to Pittsfield, Mass, available statewide. If you provide all of your financials to Daisy and she looks at the credit and everything and it's determined that you're not eligible for the Workforce Advantage program, we have a second down payment assistance of $25,000. And I want to apologize. We are making some changes to our products next month, But what's in effect now is what you see, but it will be changing. That green program, the first time home buyer program, is getting woven into the mass housing mortgage program. So what that means, it's actually an enhancement, to be honest with you. The 25,000 would be available statewide with our mass housing mortgage program, and depending upon the income, that second mortgage of 25,000 would be paid back over 15 years at either 2% or 3%. The payment at 2% is $160.88. The payment at 3% is 172, I believe, 65. And again, you can use these funds towards the transaction. You can use it for the closing costs. You can use it to buy down the interest rate, buy out the necessary mortgage insurance if you have less than 20% down. So you can use it for different aspects. With a condo and single family, you're required to put 3% down. However, you can use the down payment assistance for your 3% down. In the case of a multifamily, you need 5% down, of which 3% needs to be your own funds, but 2% can come from the down payment assistance. So, tremendous opportunity. I mentioned earlier, even if you had $25,000 on the side that you were thinking about using for the transaction, keep that in the bank. You might need to buy a lawnmower or a stove or paint or what have you, or throw it in a CD with Harvard at most likely a higher interest rate than what we're offering at 2 or 3%. So it is a great option, and I want to throw out that you can bundle this down payment assistance with a variety of community grants that are out there. There's first generation stash program for people buying first time in their family. Different cities have grant programs that you can use in addition to. Daisy, I'm sure will mention the Federal Home Loan Bank of Boston. They go in and out of having money, grant money that you can use. So I had mentioned earlier that last evening I was at an event in Lowell, and I met a first-time home buyer that purchased in Lowell last year. She used our program, and she received over $100,000 down in combination with our down payment assistance and the community grants that are out there. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to happen with all of you, but there is money out there, and you would certainly work with your loan officer to help guide you through that. So these are our conventional programs. You'll see the Workforce Advantage, which I'm going to talk about first. It is a unique program. It's the only program that we offer that will count household income. So the example I always like to use, say you're a family of 5 that constitutes a husband and wife or 2 partners, and you have 2 children that are ages 12 and 13, and the mother-in-law that's going to be living with you. That would be a family of 5, and the income is a sliding scale depending on how many people are going to be living in the property. Let's just say the loan is in the husband and wife's name. The kids don't have any income, so you don't have to count any income there. But say the mother-in-law is not going to be on the loan, but she has a pension, a Social Security, or even a job. You would need to count that income towards a compliance limit. So the limit for this particular program is 60% of the area median income, which you're going to quickly find whether you're eligible for this or not. If you are, it is a tremendous opportunity because you have that 30,000 at 0% for the down payment assistance, and the necessary mortgage insurance, if you put less than 20% down, is actually paid by mass housing. So it does allow you to afford a little bit more. Once you provide all the income docs to your loan officer, aka Daisy, she'll quickly determine whether you're eligible for that particular program. If you're not, again, the Green First Time Home Buyer program is being integrated into the Blue. So we have an option that goes up to 80% of the area median income. And I'll share, I looked at it in and around the counties around Boston, Middlesex, Suffolk, Essex, Norfolk, Plymouth. The 80% area median income, it's no longer household income, just who's qualifying on the loan, is 121,680. So if you earn less than that, you will be eligible for the down payment assistance of $25,000 at 2%, $160. We do go up to 135, which that income, those same areas, is 205,335. So you'll see our programs offer a wide variety depending upon the income. that you can use the down payment assistance statewide. That down payment assistance on the 25,000 is 3%. So again, please don't expect to memorize all this. And if your head is spinning a little bit, that's okay. It's expected. You want to work with your loan officer, and Daisy will help figure all this out. And maybe it's not even a mass housing mortgage that you're best suited for. It might be another option as well. But we do a pretty good job. We helped over 1,300 people last year. We service over 25,000 loans monthly. So this is a very popular program and something that you can certainly take advantage of. Again, single family condo, 3% down. That down payment can come from the down payment assistance. A multifamily, 5% down, 2% needs to be from the down payment assistance, 3% your own funds. Just some of the subtle differences. So the other thing that I wanted to point out is this unique mortgage payment protection benefit that is free to any of our borrowers taking a conventional loan and putting less than 20% down. It is customary to have what's called PMI, private mortgage insurance, or MI mortgage insurance, if you're putting less than 20% down. It is an insurance that typically doesn't offer you any benefit. It's a necessary requirement that protects the lender if something was to happen down the road and the house was to go into foreclosure, right? We're not in the real estate business, we're in the lending business, so it kind of protects the lender. You'll see this quite often. 9% of the time if you're putting less than 20% down on every loan that's out there. But what comes with our conventional loans is this MI Plus benefit, which is an unemployment insurance. So somebody that's on the mortgage that has a mass housing loan with us, conventional loan, if they lose their job and they file for unemployment, they can put a claim in with us and we will help make the principal and interest payment of up to $4,000 a month for 6 months. It's a free benefit. We paid out over $1 million during COVID. There's nothing to it. It doesn't get put on the back end of the loan, have to be repaid back. We just pay it. It's about us allowing you to stay in the house at your time of need. So it really is an awesome benefit. Hopefully you never need it if you get a mass housing loan, but for the ones that do, can't express enough their gratitude for us helping to save them. So it is a great benefit. And lastly, this is one of our last slides that I have. Just some bullet points. Again, they're all 30-year fixed rate mortgages for the loan. The DPA would be 15-year. We are a great spot for those lottery affordable type properties. Oftentimes they're condos that are sold at below market rate. They're deed restricted, so there's not a lot of places that will finance those properties. We do, so it's a great type of loan that you can take advantage of. There are some programs out there that you can only have X amount of money in the bank. That is not mass housing. You could have $1 million in your bank account and still take advantage of a mass housing mortgage. We do service all the loans right in Boston, which is definitely refreshing because oftentimes loans are sent out to other parts of the country for servicing. They can't understand you. You can't understand their accent, and it just is a little bit crazy, right? Everything is serviced right in Boston, and we're there to pick up the phone. You're not getting 20 minutes of that elevator music. We do offer purchase and renovation option for those properties that are sitting there that need a little bit of work. Maybe the roof needs to be replaced. We have an option for that. We do offer a variety of second mortgage programs. We handle the funding for the lead paint in the state. So if you buy a house and it's determined that you have lead paint and you want to get it removed, we have a loan for that. We have septic repair loans. We have home improvement loans. We have the Community Climate Bank for energy efficiency products such as solar panels, heat pumps. We have loans for that as well. And I also wanted to throw out that we do offer a $2,500 closing cost credit if you're on the mortgage and you are an eligible veteran service member or Gold Star member. Just please mention it to your loan officer, provide the proper paperwork, and we'll gladly provide you with that closing cost credit. And I think that is all I have.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Jeff, now, Daisy, if you would like to come on and say a little bit about how they would work with us at the credit union.
Sure. So, I mean, everybody's situation is unique. So the best way to go about it would be the best next step will be to set up a time so we could schedule an appointment and go over your situation. Even if you are, like, let's say, a year out from looking to buy a property, we can do what is called a pre-qualification, where it'll just be a conversation, nothing formal. We're not going to check your credit, just a conversation about where you are in the process, about your finances. So to give you the best next step that you should take to save money, pay off debt, etc., so you can buy a property as soon as you are able to.
Thank you, Daisy. There's just one more slide I want to share with you. I'm going to send Dulce the correct link. I don't know why it's not showing up on the slide, but we do have a great service called GreenPath that is available through the credit union. You do not have to be a member of the credit union to use this. Just by being at this workshop or getting the referral from Dulce, you can access free counseling. So if you're a little further out in your home buying journey, maybe it's a couple years away, or if you don't have that 640 credit, or maybe your credit's in the 500s or something like that, and you want to bring your credit up, GreenPath offers free financial counseling to you. It can be over the phone, it can be online, and you can get counseling on credit, debt. If you're feeling like you're overwhelmed by owing too much debt, especially like credit card debt or that high interest debt, GreenPath can help you with that. You need help budgeting, or if you want help with student loan counseling, or if you're already a homeowner and you need HUD counseling about your housing, GreenPath is there for you. So again, that's a free service. They're a nonprofit. You don't have to be a credit union member to access GreenPath. So we're going to send you the information about how to do that through Dulce, and encourage you to take advantage of that if that's something that you think you or your family would benefit from. And does anyone have any questions? I know Daisy can also answer some questions in Spanish too, if that's easier for people.
If you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask. Daisy, she speaks Spanish if you want to ask her any questions. So Daisy, somebody's asking how can she contact you?
So you have my number, so you can give him my phone number, or we could set up a time. If you go into our website, you can schedule like an appointment to speak over the phone, or we could do like this via Zoom or like a FaceTime phone call.
And I do have her contact so that anytime you want to get that information, you can come see me and I'll be happy to give it to you. But for those who they also have other loan officers that are there to assist you. If you don't need to have somebody that speaks Spanish and you want to try and reach out to somebody else, there is Helen, there is Ryan, and there is also Sharon. You can find that information once you log in the credit union. Does everybody here has a credit union? Are you a member of the credit union? Everybody does? Does anybody have questions on how to become a member of the credit union? You're not interested?
Oh, no, I'm
Okay.
assistant.
All right, great. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. We will follow up with you. Jan, if you could send me the information to share with the.
I will. I'm going to update the slides for that correction, and then everyone will get the slides, and you'll have, this has Daisy's email address, and then this slide